My name is Stephen Mackey, and I am a trial attorney at the Office of the United States Trustee, and I've been designated as the person to run this initial meeting of creditors for tuc.piyanun, and it is case number 09-20686. And it was filed on March 23rd, 2009 in Hartford, Connecticut. And the debtor has given me his Connecticut state driver's license, which bears a picture, and also his Medicare card, which bears his Social Security number. And I'm satisfied that he is who he says he is, and that he has proven the Social Security card, the Social Security identification number to me, and I'm going to hand back both cards to him now. There you go. You can go ahead and put those away. Before I put you under oath, you are a physician?
Yes.
Are you currently employed as a physician?
No,
You're retired?
I wish I can, but I was terminated from my job 2003 and have recent problem with the hospital ever since.
Okay, but you still maintain your medical license?
Yes,
yes.
I
Okay.
did.
Good. Okay. Then I'm going to put you under oath. If you'd raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that any testimony you give today will be the truth and the whole truth under penalties of perjury?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Now, I have given you a copy of your bankruptcy petition schedules and the Statement of Financial Affairs. Those are the documents which have the financial information that you filed with the bankruptcy court. And if I could have you go in 3 sides where you see signatures. Okay. Do you see your signature on that page?
Yes.
Okay. And you recall signing this petition?
Yes.
Okay. At the present time, you do not have an attorney. Is that correct?
No.
No lawyer. Okay. All right. I'm going to go in and start with the schedules, and that would be Schedule A, speaking about real estate. And we have 2 pieces of real estate mentioned here. One is 70 Fuller Street in New London, Connecticut, and the other is 496 Ocean Avenue in New London, Connecticut. The Fuller Street address, you have listed a value of $675,000, and that it has a secured claim of $570,000. On the Ocean Avenue property, you have listed its value at $185,000 with no mortgage on it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How did you reach, first for the Fuller Street, how did you determine that it was worth $675,000?
I built a house on that piece of land. I bought the land myself, and all the assets that I put in is about $600,000, and I come with that figure with the tax at present. The last time I have it, and that's what it was assessed for.
Okay, so you think it's still worth that amount of money?
I have not.
If you sold the house, could you get $675,000 for it?
That is hard to say, because one of the things that I strongly believe so, because the city of New London don't have a lot of land, and that piece, my house here was built on over 7 acres of land.
Oh, okay. And how about the property on Ocean Avenue? How did you decide? Is that 185? Yeah. How did you decide that was worth 185,000?
This one I was thinking about getting mortgage once, and it was appraised around 200 something, and since then the property value has come down, so I figured that is some percentage of that.
All right, so you think even in today's market that if this were to be sold now, that you would get $185,000?
I believe so.
Okay, and there is no mortgage on it. Are there any tax liens?
No, there's no.
Okay. So if you were to sell that, you would get $185,000. You would get all of it.
That's why I.
Okay. On to now. Have you ever owned any other any other real property? Any other land?
In the past, or
Say in the last 10 years.
I own land and property in West Virginia and Kentucky that was old that also.
Okay, and how long ago was that sold?
I believe in Kentucky it's 1992 around
Okay,
that.
that's fine, a long time ago. And how about West Virginia?
It's about the same, about 1991.
Now, for personal property, you have two checking accounts, one a Bank of America account and a Liberty Bank checking account.
Yes.
Okay. Are both of those accounts still open?
Yes, it's still. I didn't close it. I don't know how to come back to do it yet. But I just got the paper from the trustee, and I believe I have to do something about it.
Okay, you don't have a trustee. You are your own trustee.
Okay.
I happen to work for the United States trustee, but because you are in Chapter 11, you are what's called a debtor in possession. There is no trustee overseeing your property. You are the trustee. You are acting on behalf of your creditors right now, and you need to understand that. And one of the things that you need to do is to open up a debtor in possession bank account. That's a special bank account with an approved bank. Have you met with one of our people inside our office? Okay, you will need to.
I did get the sheet about the bank that approved by the U.S. trustee.
Right, okay. If you have not met with one of our people, though, you're going to have to. It's what's called an initial debtor interview, so you could be told what the rules are to be a debtor in possession and to report every month on your finances. And if you don't do that, you can end up having your bankruptcy either dismissed or the case converted to a liquidation bankruptcy, which is it is not something that you want to have happen. But if you don't file these reports with the bankruptcy court, that is what's going to happen. So I do want to make sure that you are warned ahead of time. So the person who you would talk to is not in today, but I will give you her name, and you can try calling her tomorrow.
Okay, good.
In fact, I'm going to put it on the back of Ms. Burslow's card. Her name is Kim Brownell. And there is the telephone number. And if you could call her tomorrow, and you can set up a time for you to come in and speak with her. All right. Okay, household furnishings. Okay, what do you have in the ways of fur and jewelry? You have listed $1,500.
So I just have personal like necklace
And a watch, that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. No furs? You want a fur? Okay. All right, and firearms, sports, and photographic equipment, which of those do you have? You've listed 1,500 as well.
Okay, I have a camera, a digital camera, and I have a baby gun. So
You have a what?
baby gun. It's
A pistol?
it's a baby gun.
You shoot babies with it?
No, it's raccoon. Or
Oh, a BB gun.
BB.
Oh, got you. Okay. I had one of those too. I was afraid that they might shoot back, though, the squirrels. Okay. All right. Right, you're drawing a pension, so you have that. You have your practice, though you're not active right now. You list a construction company, and that it's worth $191,000. What part of that construction company do you own?
Okay. Basically, I get into the partnership in 1994 with the oral agreement. We're going to try it out. We saw we have 2 houses that we want to work on to renovate it. And actually, the person that want me to put the money in has something else in mind. I did not realize that. The person that want me to put the money in for a flooring business, so we get everything. I give him, we talk about, he did the work, I put all the money, he did everything else, and the profit is split 50-50. And at the time I was thinking about this is going to be a handshake thing, but the next thing I know, he come back and said, well, I was going to do it because I talked to the lawyer. And he said that I have to have 20,000 to start with, and he said, but then again he returned and said we can do it. So I said, oh, okay. So we go ahead and form a partnership and sign the agreement. And I did not know that he was trying to take advantage of me at that time. So that what happened.
Okay. Now what I'm interested in, though, I understand how you got into it now, but why did you value it at $191,000? It doesn't sound like it's worth that much.
Okay. In between 94 and 95 and part 96, I advanced him about 200,000.
Okay.
Maybe more, because I did not count the interest that I put in there.
Sure.
And some of the money I gave him, I was writing out as a check to finish the first house. So that was not put in the capital and contribution as well. So in 2006, because 200,000, he was projecting 113, but up to 200,000, not a single house finished. So I said that's wrong. You couldn't sell for profit. So we rented it out. The conflict started in 1997 when he took all the renting money.
Okay,
And
but that doesn't answer my question. It sounds like this partnership is worth nothing, not $191,000.
That's why I get to that.
Okay. Well, I need you to get to the end now.
Okay. Basically, we have conflict and new time. But anyway, the conflict, I let it be because it's going to cost me legal fee. And then the city of New London take the property over, and we went to eminent domain, and finally, it did not settle in 2006.
Okay, is this company still? This is not answering my question, though.
Okay.
Is this company still in business?
I believe so.
All right, and you own half of it.
And that is something that I put it on my petition here. How I put it is that in 2006 here I was made to pay tax with the partnership interest of $300-something thousand, and the settlement with the city and the state was $515,000. And he did not give me any money when he put out the Schedule K1. I don't have money to pay tax. So that is the money that just from the 2 houses alone. Beside that, the flooring business is it was part of the business that he has fraudulently creating two tax ID on the same account, and he been taking the money. So that in that fact that I believe that the other flooring business, I still have the interest on that. That's why.
Okay, But you don't actually know how much that business is
don't.
worth. Okay, because this would probably, if it actually was worth $191,000, this would probably take care of your financial problems if you sold it.
That was the fact. Actually, I know what my partnership interest would be when the house was sold in 2006. He has a negative account, which would make him, he's entitled to the negative account. His partnership interest will become zero. So whatever, almost always my money after he takes his asset.
Okay, this tells me that you probably need a lawyer.
I have problem with the hospital, and that is the other two cases that I find the petition. So I probably would be filing the adversary proceeding.
I repeat, you need a lawyer.
Okay.
Because you not only have to deal with the taxes that you owe, or that you might not owe at the end of the day if it turned out that you never received any of this money and in fact you were defrauded. But in order for you to recoup any of the monies from this partnership, there is going to have to be a lawsuit. And frankly, even though you are an intelligent man and a doctor, you're not a lawyer. I don't do surgery, and doctors shouldn't file lawsuits. This is a complicated affair, and English is not your first language. I know that, and it would be difficult, if not impossible, for you to file suit and be successful in this. Because frankly, I'm not quite understanding what happened in this outside of you feel that you put money in and were cheated. But that does not establish that you were, and it won't establish it in a court of law. You're going to need a lot of help in this suit, and I'm not sure that you're going to be able to do it yourself. And the reason I am concerned is that you are no longer acting for you. You are acting for your creditors, just like a trustee would be. And if a non-attorney trustee tried to bring a lawsuit like this, I would replace that trustee, because that trustee is not competent to bring the lawsuit. You are probably not competent to bring the lawsuit. So there's going to be a problem.
Yes, I am aware of that, but I have problem with the money to hire anybody.
No, I understand that, but that may mean that I need to replace you as instead of being a debtor in possession running your own affairs. I may have to ask the court to order our office to appoint a trustee to take this over. Because if you can't do it and you can't fulfill your duty to your creditors, then you cannot stay in Chapter 11. Either the case has to be converted to a Chapter 7, where a trustee is appointed and will liquidate your interests in this, or see whether there is a case. I don't know whether there is a suit against these people. I don't know if what they have is worth anything. I don't know if your interest in the partnership is worth anything. And that has to be determined. And frankly, I don't think you can do it by yourself. Now, an attorney would certainly need your help in doing it, but I don't think you can do it without an attorney. So I need you to think about that, and either to obtain the services of an attorney or to either consent to the appointment of a trustee. You can keep it in Chapter 11, but have a trustee appointed to oversee this and to hire an attorney and see if there's anything worthwhile to do in the way of suing someone. Or if you didn't agree, then I would file a motion with the court to have a trustee appointed in the case.
And actually, I would like to have that.
I thought that you might, because it will relieve you of a lot of the responsibility which you are ill-suited to take on.
Right.
You're a doctor, not a lawyer, and you shouldn't have to learn how to be a lawyer in 3 or 4 months, because it's just impossible to do so. I will speak with you further about this, but let's keep going and get done with this. Okay, now, you also have claims against the hospital, is that correct?
Yes.
And just give me the basis of the claim. What do you say that they have done to you?
Okay, basically, I start working with the husband here in 1990. At that time, the husband employed me. I moved from West Virginia to New London.
Okay.
Without realizing the husband did not intend to fulfill the agreement contract.
And what was that agreement? You were supposed to do what for them?
I was supposed to work for the clinic and also in the salary, set salary, and also I was supposed to have a private practice.
Okay.
At the same time.
Sure.
And then the husband, a few months after I start working, the husband said that, well, we cannot set up your building, which is the husband. I said, I read it in the contract, that the husband would set up the building, but I couldn't find the contract and realized that the husband didn't send me back the contract because it's the period we're talking about, almost a year before I start the work. So to look back, that's why I realized that the promise was too good. That's why I left the state of West Virginia without my pension vested. So I left because I said, if I don't take it, somebody else will take it, and I want the area. So because of that, the husband said, well, we need to form a corporation for you, which is, and then you do your own building for the private practice part of it. And then you have to buy your own malpractice. That is a big, we don't want it, but there were two clinic doctors shortly after I started another doctor. And neither one of us want to be doing our own business and have overhead. But anyway, we were forced to, and the new PC, the corporation, happened to do very well, more than the hospital is calculated how much with the agreement contract to make. And when the hospital formed as a corporation, we make more than what the hospital expected. It seemed like it's supposed to bring the income down some because of the you have to buy your own malpractice.
Sure.
It went up. So the hospital didn't like it, and the only fact on that, because the delivery fee was higher than the hospital realized at that time. So with the new change into the PC, the contract, the delivery fee is a conflict of interest between myself and the hospital because we make too much. And the private doctor think that those patients, they are charity and not making any money. All of a sudden.
Okay, and when did you leave the employ of the hospital?
We never leave employment because we not agree to get out from the employment completely. So in 1991 we were from half employee and half private practice. So that has been the problem because all the private doctor, we are only two clinic doctors, they kind of get rid of us.
Okay, but what I need to know is when you had the right to sue the hospital, how long ago was that? Because there's only a limited time that you can file suit, and I want to know whether you're beyond that time or whether you filed suit already.
Okay. The suit had been filed, actually.
Okay.
From I think basically the hospital can ignore what all the doctor trying to do to us because the hospital has a problem with the contract himself. So this been going on and on. Let the hospital, they try to bully us out with the peer reviewing.
Okay, but I need you to focus on, was there was a suit that was actually filed, because I see here that there is, it looks like one case started in 2005, and the other case started in 2006.
Right.
And those are those in federal court?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because that's what I need to know. So they're actually, do you have an attorney for either one of these cases?
There were two cases against the hospital. This had been investigated by the CHRO and EEOC.
Yeah, I just need to know whether you have an attorney. That was my question.
The hospital, for the Lawrence Memorial Hospital, I do have a lawyer.
Okay, who is that lawyer?
He's not no longer a lawyer, though. I mean, my lawyer anymore. The federal court just Hall let him get out.
Let him go.
Get out. Let him
Okay. No, okay.
So-
Because if you did have a lawyer, that lawyer cannot work for you when you're in the bankruptcy unless he is approved by the bankruptcy court. So that's all I needed to know.
Oh.
If he was still working there, then we have to make sure that he gets approved.
I want to what about the U.S. attorney? I do.
Well, the
have,
U.S. attorney cannot represent you in this suit.
no,
Because the U.S. attorney works for the same people I work for.
Right.
And he cannot represent you now, but he might
No,
do something else.
Yes, he have something else. He get involved with this peer review and the lawsuit that I have.
Okay, but you, at the present time, you do not have an attorney for these two
No.
cases. Okay. That's something else that a trustee could look into for you. Now, so I know you want to tell me, the full story, but I don't need the full story right now.
All right.
And I have particular things that we need to get through. And then I need to speak with my supervisor about perhaps filing a motion to have a trustee appointed. So you've actually got someone with some knowledge of the law that would be working on this for you and your creditors. Just to take a look at the litigation and to look at any potential litigation you might have against that partnership. Now, you have listed an automobile or some kind of vehicle worth $6,500. What make and model?
I have 91 Ford pickup
Okay.
that I use, and then 96 Subaru. And my daughter
Okay.
driving it. It's a legacy.
Okay, but it
And-
belongs to you, though.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
And then I have Jeep. They're all old, 2000.
Okay. Well, I think 2000 is pretty new. I drive a 1995 myself with 300,000 miles. Okay. And all of them together are worth about $6,500.
I would say so.
Okay.
Because I bought the Subaru for $500. So.
Okay. Now, you have some medical equipment, and even though you're not practicing, where is that kept?
Oh, I'm trying to practice since the end of the year, last year, 2008.
Okay, do you have any patients?
I have one patient so
Okay,
far.
okay. Well, that's still practicing.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you have claimed nothing as exempt on Schedule C, so that's something that a trustee can help you work with, because you are entitled to make certain property exempt
Okay.
from your creditors, and you haven't put anything down there yet, but you can do it later. Creditors holding secured claims on Schedule D, and we have Washington Mutual Bank, and that is the mortgage on 70 Fuller Street.
That's
Okay.
right.
And then we have Specialized Loan Servicing, that's the second mortgage on Fuller Street?
It's a home equity line.
Home equity line, okay.
It's equity at the same time.
Okay. And we have, looks like Elegant, I'm not saying that right, but the $189 owed, and it says interval mortgage, interval owner fee.
Oh, I do have timeshare.
Oh,
1
okay.
week timeshare in Colorado, which I didn't
Okay.
really think that's worth anything to.
Well, we have to put it down, though. So let me just get back to Schedule A, and you can tell me the information about it. And you're right, most timeshares are not worth very, very much, I'm afraid. Where is it located?
It's in Indian Peak town. It's below about some 10 miles or so from
Okay.
Winter Park.
Okay, is it in, did you say Indian Peak?
Indian Peak
Okay.
timeshare.
And what town is that located in?
Fraser.
Fraser, Colorado?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And is that 1 week a year?
Yes. 1 week.
Once in a while, we do get a timeshare. It's actually worth something in Disney World or Smuggler's Notch. We had one worth about $50,000 at Smuggler's Notch for skiing. It probably isn't worth that much anymore. All right. So those are our secured creditors, and on Schedule E for the priority unsecured claims, those are taxes. We have the IRS listed 3 times for $43,000 plus, for $15,000 plus, and for $16,000 plus, for a grand total of about $75,000. And are most of these taxes due because of that partnership business that you were in?
Yes, that caused a problem with that.
Okay.
That's why I put the dispute on the third one, because.
Understood. Now this is for the 2004, 2005, and 2006 returns. So I think that we need to have that looked at by a trustee and attorney to see what they think your chances are of making a recovery on these lawsuits and potential lawsuits, to see whether and the IRS is probably interested in that too, to see whether there's any way that you could make a recovery and therefore end up paying these taxes, or that you may not be responsible for all of them.
Yeah, that actually I filed with the OCC and
The controller of the currency?
Yes, because the Bank of America, I think, did not hold all the 515,000, and that's why they let my partner took 299,000 out. So that was sitting there as my money. I couldn't get out for 2 years and to pay tax or whatever to use for my daughter.
Okay, I'm not sure what the controller of the currency would have to do with that, but it can't hurt, I suppose.
I just put. Actually, I hope they asked me what you want to do. I say I want IRS to look into it, and it made me pay tax on fine capital and gain. I probably pay a lot of capital and gain.
Well, if the IRS might think that the other partner is responsible as well, but the IRS will collect from the first person they get a hold of. No offense. All right, creditors holding unsecured claims. Bank of America, on a MasterCard, $76,000. That's a lot to have on a MasterCard.
Yes, I've been using in and out since 2000 when my ex-wife filed the lawsuit in 2000. I was shorthand of money every now and then, and the asset was frozen. I check in and out many times, so I do have a lot of credit on that. So finally, I have to run to the end of it. So.
Right, and you borrowed, it says here, $300,000 from your sister.
Yes.
As well. Okay. Do you have any documents? Are there any loan documents, or she just gave you money?
I do have some wiring documents.
Okay, that shows that she sent you money.
Yeah, right.
But you don't have something that says loan agreement on it, though. Not necessarily expected between family. All right, Schedule G, executory contracts and unexpired leases. You have... Pro Mutual Group claims against professional coverage. Now, is anyone suing you for malpractice?
I'm not sure. When I start my practice last year, I believe it's October of 2008, I had to buy malpractice insurance.
Right.
And then the malpractice insurance, the way it works is that you have two types of policy, claim-made and claim-occurred.
Okay.
I have to buy claim-made because it's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But then it would go up every year, and then 5 years. You have to stay with them 5 years before you get out of it. I have to buy a very expensive tail. That's why I lease it that way. I'm not sure.
Stericycle, medical waste service, that's a 5-year contract, okay. And you have a dermabrasion and transdermal drug delivery system, that's a 5-year lease. When does that end?
I believe I make the first payment in December, so it's five.
Oh, so it's almost a full 5 years
Yeah,
left.
right.
Okay. And no co-debtors. Is there no one that's on any of these loans with you or
No,
on the
it's
credit card?
myself.
Just you? Right. We have you receiving your Social Security and
Pension.
some money from, now, you have Social Security and your pension, and you haven't listed any income from the practice yet because you really haven't gotten any yet. Okay. And you are not presently married?
No.
Okay. Now, how old is your daughter?
The youngest one is second year. She's 89.
Okay, she was born in '89.
Yes, she was.
Okay.
So she moved. We moved
she's
here.
about
She was
20.
only 1 year old. So she's second year college.
Yes, so she's about 20 now. Okay. Now, you are responsible for support for them?
I did in the past, but right now.
Right now, it's a little
I
thin.
cannot.
Right. And they live with their mother?
No, they live with me.
They live with you. Okay. And
Even-
that's
even-
why one of your daughters is driving your car.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I'm just looking at Schedule J now, the expenses. Are you paying the mortgage right now or not?
I did. This is the first month that let's see.
This is April now.
All right, April. I think March I cannot.
Okay.
I cannot loan. Okay, so. And there was 1 month that some home mortgage service they make a deal.